Hello BookTube. Before I start with the whole point of this video, which is my first attempt at Friday Reads, I thought I needed to give everybody a huge thank you for your very warm and kind responses to my last video. I will get around to commenting individually on everybody's comments in the future. At the moment though, I finally only have one job now, which is a lot more relaxing, a lot less stressful, and I'm slowly but surely getting work fit for book sales, which is a little bit different from teaching fit, I must say. I'm currently just a little bit tired from about here down, but otherwise it's all going great. And I'm pretty sure that by the end of next week, I'll either be completely numb from there down, or at least I'll have got over the worst of it. So that's good too. But at the moment, I come home, I plop my bum down in the chair, I pick up a book and I read. It's so nice. There's no planning, no marking, no setting of papers. It's not that I'm dissing teaching. I do love teaching. But at the moment, oh, it's such a nice break from it. It's like working in the real world and not just working always. Anyway, as I said, I will get around to responding to every comment in the near future. But at the moment, I just wanted to give some FaceTime, maybe do a Friday Reads, because I've been reading quite a bit, and if I keep going the rate I am at the moment, I might not remember everything by the time we get to the end of December. So let's start with that. So the first book I got, this was off my TBR. As you know, I've been trying to get that one down. It started off, it was around 400 and something, and over the last 4 years, I've been reading it down, so I'm about 70 books now. And I basically want to get it so that it's maybe closer to 50. It's just that I keep buying new books. So this is the old TBR pile. Anyway, so this one I got on a whim a while ago when I was trying to find plays for grade 9 to do. And as you can see, it's super skinny, and I thought I'd give it a try. However, I never gave it anything. I put it on the shelf and it started collecting a lot of dust. A changing camera angle, perhaps? Kitty cat came along, rubbed his nose all over the camera, and, well, my phone knocked it over, knocked over the books, flashed everyone. It was quite disgraceful. So I'm starting again with the books. Now, what did I say the last time? Because it sounded good. All right. So the next one, well, the first book that I read this week was Sophiatown by Junction Avenue Theatre Company, which is a part of Witwatersrand Universiteit, if memory serves me right. So basically this book, I'm going to put it down now because now I'm trying to keep a cat calm below. So in this story, well, this play, it's a 2-act play. The first act shows a family living in a house in Sophiatown. When I say family, they're not necessarily related. There's the mother, the son, the daughter, but there's a whole lot of other people involved as well. One was a white Jewish girl and another one was a colored guy, which in this country means a combination of black and white. I suggest you just listen to Trevor Noah. He will explain all the ins and outs. It's really particular around here still. But anyway, so the first act, you see this family or these people interacting. You get to see their hopes, their dreams, what they would like to accomplish. Obviously, that's hopes and dreams. But you get to know them for their good qualities and their bad qualities. And what was nice with this is that it didn't create the idea that this was some, unique utopia and that these were just, fabulous people. They had flaws, etc. as well. The second act, however, then starts working, well, shows from when they get the news of the eviction, where Sophiatown was to be bulldozed so that they could build the white suburb of Triumph in its place. I've spoken about this before when I discussed Tsotsi by Ethel Fugard, but yeah, and then you see how the relationships just are destroyed for these, well, amongst these people, how this act basically created segregation between the races that were living very comfortably with one another, mostly up until that point. So it was an interesting read. What made it different was that it was from a personal perspective. However, this play, for one, it would be very hard for somebody not South African to read, because here we have 11 official languages. Yes, 11 official languages. So they draw on all languages for this, particularly for the slang. There's a lot of Sophiatown in there, which I'm mostly unfamiliar with, but I know enough of other languages to work out the roots and figure out what's trying to be said. And yeah, so that would make it very hard for other folks to read. The other thing that I felt was that this play didn't quite capture the atmosphere in the written form as I think it would on stage. I think on stage this would be something very different as an experience than just the reading experience. But then that's usually what happens with plays anyway. So the second book I read then was Our Fathers, sorry, still one-armed, by Karin Brynard. Now, this one is a crime novel. It's set in South Africa. It is there's two crimes that are going on. The first one happens in Stellenbosch, and which is in the Cape, and then the other one is in Soweto, and you couldn't really get further away from the Cape than Soweto. But yeah, so that kept it going, because when things were pretty dull on the one side, they were exciting on the other, and you kept getting multiple perspectives. So you were either with the cop in the Cape, or you were with the young cop in Soweto, or you were with the victim in Soweto. So that kept things going. I quite enjoyed that. Once again, very heavy in the Tsotsitaal. Apparently I hit a trend this week. And for most of it, she does explain what it means, the really obscure words, but the majority of it she expected you to know. So yeah, that was quite entertaining. But I don't know, I felt that there was a bit of a disconnect, because although the cop in the Cape was connected to the crime going on in Soweto through personal connections, you as the reader, I felt, oh, he would be so tense if he knew what was happening. But he only found out at the end. The crime in the Cape, I thought, was kind of predictable. I could see the red herrings when they were laid out. But, it wasn't a bad story. I've read much worse crime novels out there, and I'm getting to the conclusion that I actually like reading crime that's set at home, because there's so much crime around here. There's vast opportunities that could be explored and, taken advantage of. But it's also nice to be able to go, I've been down that road. It's an experience that I don't often have. Anyway, the next book that I read, still one-armed, hang fire, was Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi and Adichie. Now, I've never actually read any of hers before. I've got two, so I have one down, yay, one more off the TBR pile. And I must admit, I was expecting something that was highbrow and classy and a heavy slog, and I actually really, really enjoyed that book. It's my favorite book of the week so far. I got so involved in the characters. As I said in my Goodreads write-up on it, it's not often that I want to climb into a book and, knock some sense into a character, but the father in that one enraged me to such a point that I wanted to actually respond physically to this man. But what also made it interesting was that she really managed to convey a duality with this character. He really thought he was doing the right thing. He really thought he was saving his children. I mean, good Lord, how much of a screw loose can you have? But I also liked the fact, look, I'm not into Christian things, as I've said before, but you see the very negative, harsh side of the church, and then you have the completely opposite side that was shown. So I like that as well. It let the reader make up their minds. The other thing that I really liked with the story is that there was no quick fix to abuse. What these children had gone through, etc., when the situation changes, they don't suddenly just become better. I like that as well. The ending kind of slapped me in the face a bit. That I did not expect. And this isn't a crime novel, it's contemporary, so it's not often you find yourself going, what? But I did. But yeah, so that was a pretty pleasant read. Well, pleasant, maybe not so much, but it was definitely, I thought it was a fabulous book. I thought it was really well done, and I'm now looking forward to reading Half a Yellow Sun. I think that's the other one I've got. I know I don't have Americana, so it must be that one. Anyway, then let me talk about the books that I'm currently reading. So I am reading The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, and I've just finished the first part, and that's going pretty well. I'm enjoying this gorgeous cover, which you probably can't see because I have a suspicion that my lighting is now dreadful. The iPad was a lot more forgiving. But anyway, so I'm enjoying this one so far. Very curious to see where it's going to go. But for now, I'm reading this one. And this is SixFour by Hideo Yokoyama, and I'm almost done. My goal is actually to post this video and carry on reading and hopefully finish so that I will still be awake for work tomorrow. That's the plan. I don't know about awake for work tomorrow, but I'm hoping to finish reading it tonight. But this is a strange story because it sounds like it's going to be about a cold case crime or about a missing girl, but it's actually police politics in Japan, which puts a whole new spin on things, because I mean that's a whole other level of politics where there's the honor code and everything else involved as well, and different levels of respect that are required. So I'm enjoying this one. It took a while to get into it, but now that I'm into it, I don't really want to put it down. So yeah, I want to get back to this one tonight. And then, because I'm working in a bookstore, and that's pretty much about the same as sticking an alcoholic in a bottle store and saying, you have a discount, go try everything. So I've been very good mostly. So I've bought 3 books so far, which means I'm down to half a book a day. So that's good going. But I really wanted these. So I got Autumn by Ali Smith, yay. I got The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry, which I've been looking forward to for a long time. And I got Lincoln in the Bardo, because if not, why not? So I'm pretty stoked with all of this. And yeah, when I get around to reading these, because these are going to be in the new year, I will let you know what I think. But for now, that is me. I am going to go and shower, and then I'm going to go and finish SixFour. I will see you within a week. Bye, BookTube. Thanks for watching.